and Hop. I want to give thanks to Tialtalot for opening prayer and honoring our elder, and for all of you for your strength to gather in this moment of loss. Kushtal is my ancestral name. Dennis Joseph is my given name. And I bring 24 years of experience to the table, and I'm truly blessed and honored to be third generation of leadership, starting with my grandfather, Andrew Paul, who coined a lofty phrase called Aboriginal Rights and Title. And my father served with some of the elders in this room, and my platform is to work together, not only with you, but the candidates and the leadership that are at the table.
So your question comes from values and belief systems, and your question is, how will you address members asking for information that's not released?
We have, those who are fortunate to sit at the table have a fiduciary duty and an obligation to look after the collective rights of everybody. And when it's confidential and mostly deal with our land and economics, and really, the ones I deal with is really personal information. So you have to take it to heart and understand that you need to keep it there. So that's a strong foundation to look after everybody's rights. And part of that is keeping your trust, which I believe I've had for 24 years.
Chris followers, Chris the spokojecod. Joanna Chris chit the spokojecod Tito Knatna. On one out Chris followers, Chris the quiet and a half siats and Tito Knatna. So just a little housekeeping. Always housekeeping, always cleaning, no matter what you're doing, hey? Dishes, laundry, sweeping, mopping, accountability, transparency, county collective.
Sorry to cut you off.
So our good friend, brother, Spotsemoto, Maidna, Josh Joseph sends his regards and that he is on nation business in Saskatchewan at a National Youth Summit in Saskatchewan. So this is why he is not here tonight. So your next number is 0876 649 649.
Hello, my name is Kwame Baker. Thank you everyone for coming out. It warms my heart to see so much interest in our nation. As a band manager, I have over the political science degree and a certified negotiator. I have over 15 years of economic management experience and film production. And I believe in accountability of actions of our day-to-day activities of our great nation, transparency and opening dialogue, and sharing information about our budget, improving membership services in education, health and welfare, housing, sports initiatives, and our elders, and being a visible presence in our community in special events and in our happenings and going on in our big house. In doing so, I believe in erasing mistrust, because the time has come to erase judgment, anger, and hatred towards members, and bridging the gap between Chief and Council and our members. Together, we can create a positive future for our future generations for years to come. All my relations.
Thank you very much. So your question comes from the education category, and your question is, currently, it seems that the education department is not fair to all band members in terms of funding. So question of that statement would be, as written, how will you make it fair for all nation members equally, i.e. public school students versus private school students?
I believe education rules the nation, and because our youngest population is our highest population in the nation, I think it's mandatory that we have vocational and post-secondary funding and training available. Now, it doesn't matter your age or your creed or personality. I think it's entitled for this nation to step forward in the next generations in the 21st century to be educated with dignity, pride, and confidence. And the only way to do that is show the incentive of what education can bring. Now, I understand that we are hindered by sometimes the budget restrictions for each department, but with creative management and resource initiatives, we can find the funding available for that. Because I understand that there's a lot of special needs for certain students of all ages, and there's also a preference between the style of education delivered, maybe the public school board or the private school board, and with over 6 years of school experience as a support worker in the Vancouver School Board, I understand the needs and demands for that type of services. So with that being said, I believe there's a will, there's a way to provide those services. And everyone is equal, and I understand that there's the idea of nepotism within the nation, and hopefully, like I said earlier, that we can erase those doubts and those judgments and just come together as one to have an open dialogue and share the information about the budget and where those resources are going, especially for education. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Buffy. Please follow. So the next number is 0876629.
Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Mellish, Nee Williams. My parents are Lyle and Louise Williams, and my grandparents are the late Teddy Williams and the late Mavis Williams, Nee Lewis. If elected to council, I would like to focus on the following items. I will abide by policies put into place and not bend the rules. Why? Because this is the only way to create and ensure equality for all members and employees of the Squamish Nation. Propose alternate and sustainable housing options for singles, families, single parents, and elders. This includes implementing new processes to save money and stay on budget. I'll work towards finding money for further infrastructure and the construction of new homes. I'd also like to focus on opportunities for the nation to become more self-sufficient and sustainable by generating increased own source revenue. Creating a safe and clean environment is also important to me and is a priority. And also, seeing eye to eye with 16 people on council is also a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm willing to take because I care. Thank you.
Okay, the category Danielle chose was housing. So the question is, what do you think about single person getting a house? What do you think about a single person getting a house?
Okay, I understand that in the past it was voted on against singles getting housing because they didn't think it was fair that they would occupy an entire lot and get an entire house. However, I think that there are other options available for singles, and I think that they should be entitled to get housing just like everybody else. And that means we need to think of options such as maybe apartment living and whatnot, which would be called medium density housing, and even structures such as, for example, the 10-plex in Squamish, to get more people on the land because the land is becoming less and less available. So I do think that singles should be entitled to homes just like everybody else, but I think that there are different options that we can look at to make that happen.
Thank you, Daniel.